Hey you guys, it's Chanel. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be Junior's 9-10 month update. Right here, right here. That baby right there. That baby right there. He is actually, I don't know, savaging out on his nap. So here we are making today's video. So in today's video, I'm just gonna give you guys an update on how he's doing for 9 and 10 months, some things that we're using, and also how he's developing. So, can you smile? Oh. So Junior is currently 10 months old right now. I'm just gonna kind of mesh these 2 months together. So he actually has 3 little teeth, you guys. It's crazy. And I feel like he's like a very late bloomer in regards to teeth. One of my friends' son had a tooth at like 4 months old. Some of them come at 6. Some kids don't get their teeth till after 12. So I guess there's not really a specific time frame that they get these teeth, but I felt like he was a late bloomer compared to Gianna. So with that being said, he does have 3 little teeth, and his first tooth actually popped through April 24th. So he had just made... So he had just made 9 months when that tooth popped through. He was 9 months in April and then 10 months in May. So his 11 months will be at the end of June. So yes, he has 3 little teeth, and shortly after, I want to say maybe like a week after, his second tooth popped in, and in May his top right tooth popped in. And yeah, it was so crazy, you guys. If you guys have been following me, then you guys will know that I actually waited a while to start giving him small cut up pieces of food, or you know, I think it's called like baby-led weaning. It took me a while to actually introduce that to him because he was choking when we first started to give him like small pieces of food, and I don't think he was really grasping the concept that he had to like chew or chew enough. So I kind of just threw that out the window and wanted to wait to give him food. But he's doing so good at chewing and eating now, and that definitely started around 9 months. We started giving him like maybe even 8 months, but 9 months he started to really eat, and he eats small pieces of anything that we're eating. So I don't really cook him his own food anymore like I used to. I just make his smaller portions of what we're having for dinner. So if we're having meat and meat and vegetables and something else, he will literally have that same exact thing in smaller portions. And a fun fact with him, he is only 10 months, but he is obsessed with meat. Stephen cooked tri-tip, and I kid you not, like he ate a full slice of tri-tip, like cut up in small pieces, and I was just like, yo, are you gonna eat the corn though? You're not gonna eat the corn, you just gonna eat the meat. He actually is a carnivore for sure. So some other fun things that we're actually focusing on, 9 months and 10 months, both months, that we really started to focus on, truck is passing by, garbage man, is actually big size Legos. So if you guys are not familiar, I'll insert it here on the screen. They're like the Legos that everyone buys for their kids when they first start learning how to stack things. I actually saved Gianna's from when she was a kid, and we saved them for this long, and he actually uses them, and he's starting to grasp the concept of stacking items. I believe it builds hand-eye coordination, but he's doing so well, and that's actually something that he really enjoys. I recently just purchased a tractor from Walmart, and it had an area on top of the tractor where he could actually build Legos on top of the tractor, and he's been having so much fun doing that. So his favorite things right now is anything that rolls, cars, and Legos. That's really what he's into, and it's the big Legos, definitely not the small ones. His first word outside of mama and dada, those are like the first things that we pushed. I think all parents push it, so it's really one of your kids' first, for majority of kids, it's one of their first words. But outside of that, his first word is actually hi, and he loves like waving, and he'll say hi, hi. And most kids actually do their highs like this first, but no, he's like a pro. He like says hi. And aside from hi, he also says ball. So he says ball, ball, ball. It's so cute, and he knows what a ball is, and he loves, like, balls are his thing. So it's so cute. And those are actually 2 words that he's saying outside of mama and dada, which I don't feel like he really even says anymore. He says mama and dada occasionally, but I guess maybe because we're like talking a lot more with him, he really does push like the hi, and he really does push ball as well, because those are things that we just play with and do every single day. Again, if you guys hear Junior or Gia like playing in the background, that's what they're doing. I'm trying to keep them as quiet as possible, but that's mom life, so hey. So drum roll please. Junior is officially a 10-month-old walker. I definitely thought maybe he would start walking at 9 months, but at 9 months he actually really started getting interested in taking steps, and it was mostly on his own. He would actually get up, pull himself up on the couch, turn around where his back was against the couch, and then he would like push himself off the couch, and then he would try to walk around like the living room and stuff like that, and he would take like a couple steps here, a couple steps there. Or it would actually be like forced. I don't want to say forced, but we would stand him up and then we would say, take a step, come on. So I think once we started doing that, he actually started getting really interested in wanting to take steps by himself, because he could see like, oh, like I could take steps. So if you're actually trying to get your kids to walk, I would definitely encourage that, because I feel like that was a pivotal point for him, because I don't think he really understood like, oh, I can really take steps on my own, until we started saying, come here, walk to mama. And then slowly enough, he started taking a step here, a step there. And then it got to the point where he knows how to stand up on his own, and he was practicing every single day. Like the whole entire day, he was basically teaching himself how to walk, and he was so determined. And you know, at 10 months, I want to say the past 2 weeks for sure, he has been just walking all over. The first week he was doing it himself, and then because he was doing it every single day, I mean, now he is literally a professional at walking. He knows how to bend over, pick things up, and stand up, walk around. Like, he's definitely doing his thing, and he's also loving tearing up our house. So that is definitely an update for him. He gets into every single thing. He gets into the cabinets, pulls the food out. He's right now currently tearing up all my lipsticks, and he loves pulling them out of the acrylic container and pouring them all over the floor, banging it around. I mean, he gets into everything. I have a basket in our, oh sir, I have a basket downstairs in our entertainment center, and he literally pulls it out, pulls his diapers out, throws them everywhere, takes the wipes out of the container. And if you're actually watching my last update, which I believe it was my 8-month-old baby update, and just let him go crazy real fast. So I actually talked about in my 8-month-old video and inserted a clip to a fun Pinterest activity that you guys could do with your kids if your kids love pulling wipes out. There's like a fun, like, I think you can make the box, or you can even use like an old plastic wipe container, and you can actually just put pieces of cloth in there, and you can either tie them together or you can put them in there individually, and then it's easy to put back in. Obviously they're not wasting wipes that you actually need to wipe their little bottoms. So that's a fun activity, and I will actually insert that down below again if you guys are interested, because I actually just bought a sewing machine, so I want to make some legit wipes for him, or some, not wipes, but legit pieces of like cloth, double-sided, with different textures and just prints and stuff. That would be really fun for him, and he can pull them out of the wipe container. So that's definitely something that I am going to be working on for him, because goodness gracious. So something that I'm actually loving right now and that we've been using is, number one, we got his high chair around like 9 months. I don't know what took me so long. I had like a bumbo kind of chair at first, and that's what I was feeding him out of. But now that when he turned, I want to say like 9 months, I really wanted him to start getting a little bit more self-sufficient and getting used to like feeding himself. Like I said, I started to get really handy with you know, cutting up his food, and he started chewing really well. So I wanted him to sit like in a high chair. We actually invested in a Costco, it was kind of like a portable high chair, and what I really love is it doesn't take up too much room because our dining area does not have a lot of space. So I love that you can actually just like fold this bad boy up and slide it behind a chair, slide it in between something in your kitchen, and it'll like fit down and break down perfectly. Actually took it with us on a trip that we recently just went, and it was super easy to just fold down, throw in my trunk. The tray comes off and I just wash it in the sink. I really don't use any chemicals to wipe down the high chair, but he's been getting so good, and like that high chair is like a necessity in our life. Snack, like he loves eating. This boy loves eating. I can, y'all, like it's crazy. Because he's been eating so much more food, I'm definitely having to make sure that he's drinking a lot more liquids, because I'll notice sometimes his poops will come out like a little bit more hard or thick. So I definitely want to make sure like he's drinking enough water. And one of the water bottles that I absolutely love is, I'm going to insert a picture right here. It's actually a little weight inside the water bottle that will follow wherever the child is. So if they're laying on their side and they're drinking it, if they're standing up, if they're on their back and they're drinking it, that little weight will basically follow wherever they go, or however the bottle is tilted, I should say. At first I actually got him like the traditional first kind of sippy cups with the handles, and he would have to tilt his head back, but I don't think he was tilting his head back far enough. So I don't know if he was getting discouraged or he just didn't really care for those too much unless he was in a car seat. But he definitely was not drinking enough water with those water bottles. So I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell took me so long to get this new water bottle, because I know of it. And I literally put that thought in my head, went to the store and bought the last one. It was orange and I got lucky. Anywho, that water bottle is something that I feel like I cannot live without. That bottle goes in the car with us. It goes everywhere with us. I throw it in my bag and all that good stuff. So as far as 9 and 10 months in regards to bottle feeding or breastfeeding, we are still breastfeeding, exclusively breastfeeding. I don't know if it's considered exclusively breastfeeding. When I have like drinks with my friends, I will actually just feed him milk, and it's not a supplement, but it's just because I don't pump anymore. I feel like my body has kind of balanced out in regards to how much body my milk makes with Junior, because I exclusively breastfeed. I don't really pump or anything like that. So my body isn't overproducing. It's definitely balanced out with how much he drinks. So the more milk he drinks, the more my body will produce. Now that he's kind of eating a lot more food, I feel like he doesn't drink as much milk. But yeah, so if I decide to have like a drink, I always have like Enfamil or Similac on hand. These were just like testers that my doctor has given me, and things like that. Like I don't need to go out and buy like a huge container of formula, just because he doesn't drink formula that often, and he doesn't even really drink it. He literally fucking wastes it. So it's so funny. Junior's hair is actually really like, he has like a lot of blonde areas or like sandy brown. His hair is super duper light. And like, especially when you're in the sun, you can see it. The whole back is like super like sandy golden color. And someone recently asked like, where does he get it from? Because me and Dad definitely have like super dark hair, and his grandpa actually had red hair. So I'm guessing it was like a light red. So I'm guessing maybe that's where it's coming from. We have really no idea, but when you mixes, things kind of just trickle down the line. So yeah, we have no idea where that's coming from, but his hair is getting so long, and I'm excited to see like, is it gonna curl? Because it took a while for Gianna's hair to actually curl up. Her hair was never curly like it is now her whole life. It actually started curling up when she was 2 years old. Like it started curling up in the front and stuff, but it took a while for it to actually start curling up. It was really straight for the longest time. So I'm excited to see if his curls maybe will have like a light curl, not as curly as Gianna's, but more of like a light curl. Because they're obviously like very different, and even with me and my brother, we have very different textures. So it's just crazy when you mix what can happen. So that's really it for Junior's 9 to 10 month old update. Skirt, no it is not. Sleeping. I'm going to tell you guys about his sleeping. He is still waking up in the middle of the night at least 2 times to drink milk, to have some milk, but actually putting him to bed is a lot easier. I told you guys that I was doing kind of like the cry it out method. I don't know if I told you guys, but I basically, that was like killing me to do it. But he actually, the first day, I think he cried for like 8 minutes. I literally timed it on my phone. I was like, and he was out like a light and slept for like 3 hours, and each time I would put him down he cried less and less. The second time he only cried for 4 minutes long, so I was like, oh wow. And now he'll literally cry maybe for like 2 minutes and he will be out like a light. And then I think a lot of people say like it's traumatizing for them, and it, you know, they know that, you know, people say like it tells them that you are not there to respond to their needs, which I think technically everybody just thinks differently. Everybody's parenting is very different. I was very much so like that in the beginning. Like I could never let my kids cry out, but in the end, like he was missing out on sleep because he was being so exhausted. I literally just had to make the choice to put him in his crib, and he finally would just go to sleep. Like I feel like me holding him, he wasn't able to get comfortable to go to sleep. But I know a lot of people who have done the cried out methods with their kids, and they're very loved. So, and those kids know that their parents love them. I definitely don't think, in my personal view, that it's like you're not responding to them. I think when they're very young, I definitely don't think it's like something I would go for myself personally, hence why I waited until he was like a lot older, because I think when they're little, their needs need to be met a lot quicker, and they're just so tiny, you know. But as far as him being 10 months old, like they can go longer stretches without food and stuff like that. I think it's, at this point, it's more of a habit for him. So I'm kind of trying to help him break that habit and get him into more healthier habits. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning into today's video. I think I covered everything. If you guys have any questions in regards to like his development or some things that I'm doing, or even like how I tried to do the sleep training thing, then just comment down below and I will always respond to you guys' comments, you know that. And if you guys have any questions that you feel like is too personal for the comment section, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. I will put my handle here on the screen. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next vlog. Bye guys.